Hello and welcome once again to Ignite Your Impact. My name is Jen Rhodes. I'm seated next to Matt. And this is take 5.
We had our,
6.
I don't know, we had our puppy in here. And as we've said, we never redo takes. We just keep going. But he just kept jumping on my lap and licking me. And
it's been a bunch of bloopers today.
Yeah.
We've had some bloopers.
Yeah. So
I'm pretty excited to look at I'm going to delete all the previous versions.
But yeah. So today, this is going to be a great podcast.
Yes, we can.
Yes. We're going to break down exactly what you need to do in 2026 to win. And this episode drops on December 15th. So you're going to have just enough time to put some things in place to build that momentum to be ready to go on January 1st and be ready to crush it in 2026.
I'm amazed at how fast this year went. And it just gets faster.
Yep.
If you have littles, it is cliche. You will hear it all the time. The days are long. The years are short. I heard that on a podcast this week, and it just rang so true. Every year it gets faster and faster and faster.
I've never heard that. I like that.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Side note, I'm ready for the holiday party. I've got my fancy Manny ready to go. Very sparkly. I'm like a fancy little fucking candy cane. Okay. I want to look back at 2025. Beyond me. I can't believe we're there. Some of you listening crushed massive goals. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yes, you did fucking amazing. Yes, I'm so proud of you. And yes, I will see you at the gym. You know who you are. And some of you had goals that slipped. That's okay. Show of hands? Yes?
Yep.
You? Put up your hand then, Matt. Thank you. Okay. He listens. It's normal. Especially if you set massive stretch goals. It's part of the process. We're going to do a whole other podcast on just that mentality and how you need to live in that mentality. Failure is only feedback. There is no failure, only feedback, right? But maybe some of you said you wanted a banging body or you wanted to get Fight Club shredded. Side note, I've never said I want to get Fight Club shredded. I've wanted to get Linda Hamilton and T2 shredded.
Well, Fight Club shredded is for guys.
I get it.
Yeah. It's a movie.
But for girls, we're all chasing Linda Hamilton's deltoids. Phenomenal. Maybe you said you wanted to make more money. Pay off debt, get some passive income, maybe finally start investing. Yeah? Most of you had both goals. And today we're going to show you how to win in any category. This is a very tactical episode. So I need you to grab your journal, right? We do not live off sticky notes. Journals are permanent, so grab a pen and paper.
Yep. Before we jump into the tactical, I want to share a story that I don't know if somebody's going to relate to this. You know, it's the Christmas time. There's a lot of Christmas parties going on right now, and just this always reminds me this time of year of this story because it was a very, very, very pivotal point in my life, which then again obviously affected Jen's life. We were headed down. This is years ago. We were headed down to the plaza for the company Christmas party. And much like many of you guys are going to be doing over the next few weeks, you're going to be going somewhere for a Christmas party.
I love the plaza.
Yeah. And I'd been grinding all year long at work, so I was ready to blow off some steam, celebrate and relax and have a good time. And we get to the hotel and we go down there and then we get ready in the hotel. That's what we generally do. And of course I let Jen get ready first because she takes longer.
Better late than ugly.
That's true.
I always say.
But when she gets done, I jump in the shower and I had this badass 3-piece suit that I got for the party. And I'm giving you these details because it's so vivid in my mind. And I start to put on this 3-piece suit and it happens. The vest is a little bit tight, so I asked Jen to come over and help me loosen it up. I don't know if everyone's had a vest or not, but there's a little thing in the back, like a belt, you can loosen it up or tighten it up. She comes over in her dress and her heels, looking great, and she loosens it up, and I try and button it, still doesn't button, and I say, hey, I need to loosen a little bit more. And I'm a little bit more negative with my tone this time, and she says, Matt, I've already loosened it all the way up. And at that moment, it hit me. I was fat. Not like a funny gained a little bit of weight. Ha, ha, ha. No, I was living out of integrity with the life that I said that I wanted. And I told you that I can remember every detail. I remember just looking in the mirror. If you think about you're in a hotel and you're standing in front of that mirror. And I was angry. I was embarrassed. I was pissed. Really, really embarrassed. And that night I drank through the night to avoid that feeling. And that was a moment that hit me.
I remember that night as well. It was a very pivotal moment. I will say it was not our rock bottom.
No.
But it definitely was a spark for the catalyst, right?
Yep.
And honestly, that moment lit a fuse in both of us. Because sometimes real change doesn't start in a motivational speech, right? It starts when the mirror finally tells the truth. You finally get sick enough of your own bullshit. You get sick enough of the person staring back at you. And you decide to find a real way to change. If someone is out there feeling this right now, I would caution you because I know the step you're going to take. Please, please, please hear me. You're going to go balls to the wall. You're going to start running on the treadmill. You're going to start cutting carbs. You're going to go freaking 0 to 100. Out of control and crash. Guys, I have been in this industry for 20 plus years, and I have seen it too many times. So please take my words of caution. I think when we get into the goal setting, I can really help you avoid this.
Yeah.
And I know there are a lot of people that probably felt your story in their bones. I still feel the physiology of that moment. And I know you're feeling it as well. Mm-hmm. So I want to shift just a second because I want to lighten the... But share one, if you don't mind, sharing one about finances, since weight loss and finances are usually like number one and number two going into the new year, right? As far as like resolutions.
You want to lighten it? You want me to talk about finances?
Well, I mean, God, that moment was so like, I feel the physiology of it. And I'm like, I need a palate cleanser.
Well, I say there's been so many pivotal moments in the financial area for us, and there still are, and there's still going to be. That's about part about growing.
That's life.
I remember getting in John and William and Grant's circle and realizing that it's okay to want to win and make more money and do those things and create a better life. That was a big one. But I would tell you off the top of my head, one that stands out. It was probably about 3 years ago, and 3 years ago we were healthy.
Yeah.
We were performing at a high level in all areas of our life. And we sat down and we were planning out our goals like today, like we're talking about today. We were looking at not just the 1 year goal. We were looking at 1, 5, 10, 15. And, at that point I was saying, all right, the gyms are doing great. Online coaching program's doing great. It was newer. It wasn't that old, but it was doing great. My W-2 solid. We were saving money. We got a 401k. I got a pension. All the normal American dream check boxes were checked. Now, the 401k and the pension, they're inaccessible until we get older, but I'm starting to look through all that, and it hit me. Similar to the story about the Christmas party, but it hit me like a truck. None of these pay us unless we're working, unless we're putting in time. And yeah, we were winning. We were doing really well. But we didn't have any freedom. We didn't have any leverage. We couldn't get income if we weren't putting in all the hours.
Yeah. I will tell you that the physiology feels similar. But I think this was more pivotal for me. Because I remember looking at you almost... the word hopeless comes to mind, and I don't know if I'm giving it that much. I looked at you and I said, this doesn't work unless I go back to grinding.
Yep.
And I deconditioned my body from that mentality and that that stress, that constant physical stress.
Yep.
And I got to be honest, that realization scared us. And it's not because we don't want to work. I mean, shit. I will outwork anyone except maybe him. It's true.
And I think it scared us not because, like I said, we were doing good. We wanted to live a larger than life.
We wanted options.
Yeah.
We wanted options.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't want to work. It's not that I want to work all day. We wanted options. I want time. We wanted time. We wanted the ability to travel where we want, when we want, to create, to enjoy life without being chained to a schedule forever. And that moment is what drove Matt into real estate, right? And again, same lesson. You didn't go 0 to 100, right? You didn't jump into a get-rich-quick scheme. Thank you. No Bitcoin here. Oy. You studied. You researched. You hired mentors. You put in the reps. And you asked for help. You asked so many industry experts for help. Now, in both these examples, they came from a very pivotal moment. Both seeing where you are and realizing you're not where you want to be. Pardon me. So let's not assume anything. Maybe you are crushing your goals and want to continue that at an even bigger level in 2026. What do we want to amplify, right? Or maybe you've had some moments like the two that we shared. Maybe you're having one right now. All good. This applies to each scenario. The first step is to figure out what you actually want. If you've been listening for a while, you know where I'm going with this. The real goal, not the one you think you're supposed to have. I just want to feel healthy. Yesterday I could feel my hand coming up in a consultation. I was like, don't say that. Don't say that. No. What do you want? This is where you take that journal out and you write out that goal. Let me give you an example. I want to lose 20 pounds in 2026. You write that down and ask yourself, what would that look like? It would look like feeling more confident. Write that down and ask yourself, what would that look like? I could walk into my closet, pick whatever dress I wanted. Or suit. What would that look like? I would pick out that sexy black dress. What would that look like? My husband wouldn't be able to keep his eyes or hands off me at dinner. What would that look like? Side note, I put that sexy black dress on today without any makeup, with my hair a mess, with my yoga pants underneath it, and walked out and goes, still fits. And your jaw dropped.
You look good.
Your jaw dropped.
Yeah.
What would that look like? It's called chunking down, right? I would be excited to get home with him. What would that look like? Now, maybe we don't add all the steps. I mean, you can. Create that visual, right?
Yep.
I would feel fucking powerful and confident when I slipped off that dress in front of him. And you keep this process up until your stomach sinks. Your heart races. You get the goosies, and then you know you've got it.
Yeah, that's
Your face today was a goal.
Yeah.
Like that's the goal. Like I did not look.
You look fantastic.
I was late and not ugly, but I was not my prettiest.
You look good.
Thank you.
Yeah, and what she did, she mentioned it's called chunking down. That's how you get to the real goal. You keep chunking down, asking yourself over and over and over, what would that look like? What would that look like?
And
what would
that
that look like?
final statement, you will feel yourself pause.
Yep.
You will fight it. And that's how you know you're on it.
That's what I was going to say. If you want to know how far you need to chunk down, you'll know.
Go until your brain's like, don't say that.
Then you're there. Yep. So the next thing you need after you've figured out what that real goal is, you need a reference point, a photo. I made up memory. I love that. I call it a made up memory, a visualization that you can walk through every single night, a scene of what it looks like when you hit that goal, something like that. I think you understand what I'm saying. Your mind needs a destination. It doesn't need just a to-do list. It's got to have a destination, not the to-dos, the destination. Then the next step is the identity work. This is where you figure out who you need to become. This one's a big one. All these are all big, but this is a big one. You got to ask yourself, what habits does that version of me have? Who do they hang out with? Where do they hang out? How do they spend their time? What do they tolerate and what do they no longer tolerate? Those are just some good ways to start that questioning. Because your identity really, it sets the ceiling for your results. And when you raise your identity, you're going to raise your results.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've got the real goal. You got to the image of that goal. You got to who you need to become. This is the part where most people fail. They want the goal, but they don't have the roadmap. So when progress is slow, they quit. Or they don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Right? You need a map backed by someone who has the results you want. That can be a mentor, a book, a program, a community, a coach, or even a friend who's living the life you want. Pardon me. I kind of want Sully's life. He gets carried everywhere. He gets ribs at every meal. He's fucking living the dream, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Licks his own crotch. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. But you need to find someone who has the map. The key is not perfection. The key is proven direction.
Yeah, I could not figure out the weight loss game until I hired someone who spoke to my heart. I had coaches around me, I had you around me, and I had to do that. The same with real estate. I didn't hire the person spoke to my heart. There's a lot of coaches out there in real estate. There's a lot of coaches out there in fitness. And these two, they just spoke to me. The things they were saying was what I went through. And that's why I hired them. And we both hire mentors and coaches by figuring that out because they speak to us. But more importantly, a coach collapses decades and days. They put decades into months, into days, and you can just go so much quicker. Yeah. But when we say this, it does not have to be us. This isn't a sales pitch. You just got to find someone who has that fruit that you're looking for on the tree, and you need to follow their map.
Yes. I do not coach for athletics. I just don't. Could I? Probably. But there's better ones out there, right? I know what I'm good at.
Yep.
I stay in my lane. So let's go through this and summarize it with some more tactical details. Because again, like we talk the dream, but I want to give them steps.
Yep. So this is when if you haven't already, pull out that pen and paper.
If you haven't already written a paragraph.
Yeah.
All right. Number 1, pick one major goal in each category: health, money, identity, and mindset. Number 2, use the what would that look like drill until it feels emotional. That becomes your North Star. Number 3, create an identity blueprint. I do this every January with a group of ladies. It is pivotal. It is pivotal. An identity blueprint is a roadmap for who you are becoming, not just what you want to achieve. And instead of obsessing over goals or willpower, you define the identity of the future you who already has the results you want. And then you reverse engineer the beliefs, the behaviors, the boundaries that version of you lives by. And it's basically the architecture of your next level self. Who you are becoming, how that version of you thinks, how that version of you speaks, what that version of you does consistently, what that version of you refuses to entertain anymore. So crucial. And if you know someone that has the map, get them involved. Hire them. Whatever this means, this will streamline the next step. Remember, decades of learning in days with a coach or a mentor, right? Number 4, choose 3 actions that you will do weekly, non-negotiable. Examples: tracking macros. Did I just say edit? Nope. Tracking macros. Save, invest X amount of dollars per week. Follow a proven workout plan. If it's 90 days, it's not a proven workout plan. Okay.
Keep going.
Listen to 2 educational podcasts. Reach out to 1 mentor or network connection. And then number 5, build environment and accountability. You will not out-discipline your environment. Set up your life to support your goal, not sabotage it. Number 6, review your visual every morning and every night. That's Victory Hour and Victory Lap. This wires your goal into your nervous system. Do this from a data-driven standpoint, not an emotional. And then every Sunday, do a Sunday reset. Review wins. Review losses with feedback. Adjust the plan, not the goal. Number 8, stay in the room long enough to win. Results compound. Most people quit on mile 2 of a marathon because they don't see the finish line yet. Most people quit after month 4. If they only knew that by month 6, it was going to be rolling.
Love that.
Yeah.
So you have it there. That's the exact process that we've used with some tweaks, but that's the process we've used to transform our bodies, our businesses, our finances, and our life. If you follow this, if you really follow this, you go back and you write these things down, you will be unrecognizable by the end of 2026. Unrecognizable. Whether you hire us or not, this framework works, and it's free. We just gave it to you. And if you're listening and you feel like you do need help, or you want a map, or you want to collapse years into months, you know where to find us. But either way, we want you to win. And you absolutely can win in 2026 by following this framework. 2026 can be the biggest year of your life, that pivotal moment. Today could be that pivotal moment for you. If you decide today to become the person that earns that life, you'll be a changed person by the end of the year.
Love it.
Let's wrap.
Let's wrap. Guys, you know what to do.
We'll see you next week.
Next time.